What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we are continuing off my Rocky review series leading up to Creed 3, and I have been having a fun time enjoying the franchise so far. Some more than others, but this was my first time watching Rocky 4, so for the first time I decided to watch not only the theatrical cut, but I also decided to do a little bit of research and check out the director's cut as well, just so I was able to compare and contrast to see which version I preferred. Now, for the most part, I really enjoyed both versions, both for different reasons. I think there were aspects of both films that I really enjoyed that you could have taken out, but still had pretty fun. This one does rely a little bit more on the cheesy, campy side of it all, but I still had a little bit more fun. Had you taken out a couple of the montages here and there and added a little bit more story, I think this would have been one of my favorite Rocky films of all time, mostly because I think this was a little bit more of a personal story a la Rocky 1, but this was still a pretty fun time that I still really enjoyed, probably more than most. I almost enjoyed the director's cut a little bit more just because I think the director's cut started off a little bit better with the post-death of Mickey, seeing Apollo Creed offer his help to train Rocky between the fight between Rocky and Mr. T. However, if you had not shown the fight between Mr. T at the end, I think it would have had a little bit more of a stronger appeal when it came down to the death of Apollo Creed in this movie, a little bit more, because going into the aspect that I enjoyed in both of the films is the relationship between Rocky and Creed that I did not feel in the last 30 minutes of that movie, mostly because I felt like it was just tacked on a little bit. Just the way that this director's cut started off, I thought it was handled a little bit better. You feel the relationship between Rocky and Apollo Creed in the first openings of this movie. This movie could have been a more personal story like we had in the first Rocky. However, the thing that tempers my love for this movie is the fact that it's nothing but a 90-minute music video filled with unnecessary montages that take away from the experience. Once we get introduced to Ivan Drago, he is a force to be reckoned with. He is the best at what he is doing, and he is a beast. He is out for blood, and you feel it with every single punch. I enjoyed a couple of the family interactions in the theatrical cut that kind of was missing from the director's cut. I understand why they took it out, mostly because they took out the robot, which I kind of personally enjoyed. However, with the robot being missing, this movie still does lean more on the campy side and more on the predictability factor of it all, mostly because the poster of the film showed you the ending of the film. Take that away, I love the bond between Rocky and Creed in this movie more than I did in the last half of Rocky 3. Creed's death was handled great, and although Dolph doesn't really get a moment to shine, he has a big screen presence and you feel his character throughout. He handled his own as much as he possibly can, and it was just more fun than the other ones. Again, this movie would have been one of my favorite Rocky movies had they taken out a lot of the montages and just replaced it with something else. But I think this film is still worth a watch. I don't think I've hated any of the Rocky movies. We're going to see how my feelings still feel on that once we get to Rocky 5, which I know a lot of people really don't like, but we're going to see how I feel about that movie. But I'm prepared for it. I know what to expect, so hopefully I will be on the bandwagon with everybody else. Maybe I'll enjoy it a little bit more. But had you taken out a lot of the unnecessary montages, and if it didn't feel like it was a 90-minute music video, I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more, because I thought there were a lot of more enjoyable factors in this movie. I thought there were a lot of more things that they did right that I really enjoyed. Take away a couple of those montages, although they did grow on me a little bit when I was watching the director's cut. Still, we could have had a little bit more story, because I did not feel the magic of Rocky in this movie. Sylvester Stallone still knocks it out of the park as Rocky, but it was just one of the lesser Rocky films that I really enjoyed. But those are my thoughts on Rocky 4, the theatrical cut and the director's cut. Have you guys checked out both? Did you enjoy any of those versions? Go ahead and drop those thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't get knocked out. Go ahead and click that bell notification so you get notified every single time that a video pops up. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.